Hey guys, TC here. Tank review for you today. We're going to be looking at this. This is the Tier 10 British artillery piece. This is the Conqueror gun carriage. Had this for quite a while. Mastered it a couple of times. Most recent one you'll have seen on live stream a couple of nights ago with Angry Scott and GJ. When it was brought into the game, people wailed and moaned and complained about, oh, it can one-hit any tank in the game, it can hit you anywhere in the map, etc, etc. And that's completely correct, it can do to a degree. However, what you have to bear in mind is that with that comes a very short range, it can't hit everywhere on the map, and it's very, very, very inaccurate. It's so inaccurate, this thing. I mean, 1.05 dispersion. For every 100 meters the shell goes, it can travel anywhere within a meter outside of your aiming reticle. It's not good at all. Obviously we're in patch 9.15, as you can see here, so we do have the new setup of how you can see, which gives us a lot more detail on the actual vehicle. So we'll run through some of the basics information and give you an idea. So spotting range, it's an artillery, doesn't spot for itself, but 380 meters isn't too bad. And as you can see, it tells us that the active bonuses we've got are pudding and tea, improved ventilation, commander's proficiency, and brothers in arms across all the skill, which gives us a bonus over the vehicle. Concealment, rating of 219, it's fairly stealthy. Mobility, it's artillery piece, you're not expected to go anywhere, but it turns pretty well, it's got a decent engine, and it's fairly mobile to get about the map. The replay that you're going to see does indicate that as well. 530 hit points is quite a large slug of armour for an artillery piece, so you can take a hit at tier 10 from some of the things you meet and survive quite nicely. Firepower, the gun basically, it can do up to 2.7k of damage in one shot. I have one hit a Jaeger before now. In the game coming up you'll see that we do quite a lot of damage, but not a lot of that is showing in the game. But it does have a huge reload of 46 seconds, so you're not firing very often, so you do get plenty of time to relocate and reposition this vehicle. Crew, as you can see, is a full female crew. They've all got the Sisterhood of Steel, they've all got camo, snapshot, various other skills, intuition on the loaders, BI, a lot of skills going on here. 4 deep now at the minute, and it's, I like it, it's a lot of fun. In terms of modules and equipment, rammer, vents, and a gun lane drive. I don't run a camo on it on my artilleries if they're enclosed. Vents gives a much bigger bonus, which I think is a lot more worthwhile. Ammunition split, 11 standard HE, which gives you up to 7.7 meters of blast radius, and then the premium HE gives us 11.1 meters of splash radius. You'll normally find artillery players with this kind of vehicle, with a T92 for example, will run premium ammunition to give you the bigger splash radius, because with the dispersion and the accuracy of nerfs that the artillery was played, the compensation was to load the premium ammunition. I know a lot of people wail and moan and complain about that as an overall problem. Artillery suffers it more than most, with the accuracy of dispersion nerfs as they were from a while back. And we run pudding tea, 105 fuel, and a large med kit. It gives more protection to the crew from injuries, so in place of actually having a spall liner, I run the med kit, so it gives me a little bit of extra protection. That's pretty much it about the tank. There's not much else to say about it. It's a couple of oddities about it. The frontal hull armour here is 152mm, so you can sit in front of some tanks angled and they will actually bounce. Tier 8s, a stock IS3 for example, with a 122mm D25 gun, if you're angled like that and he stupidly shoots here, he can actually bounce off you. It's quite surprising. The gun, as you can see, is an encasement, so this part here will turn, so the gun will turn here and up to here, but it also will fire quite a high arc virtually up to here, so that's where the shell lob comes from the gun carriage. You'll also notice that it can't shoot down in front of it. That is the best you can do. So if you ever get the opportunity to face hook and you're quite a low tank, if you can face hook here, he can't shoot you with his gun, or if he does hit you, there's a strong chance he'll kill himself. That being said, that's pretty much all the information I can give you about the gun carriage. What we'll do now is we'll move on and we'll kick into the replay for you. Hey guys, so here we go. This is my Conqueror gun carriage ace replay. Let's speed up. As you can see, platooned with Mummy from Duds and Angry Scott in his AMX 1357F. This was on the live stream on Monday night. So we'll slow it down to normal speed. We will be skipping through the replay in places. As you can see, I take a slightly interesting artillery position. It does work because there is cover in front of me, as you can see. However, I am limited to where I can shoot. So Scott's trying to do LT15 for his T55A. He's desperate to get his 55A. I've got a 20-second reload. Mummy has a much faster reload than I do. I'm initially going to look to drop a shell here. However, targets. Look at them all clustered together. 3 seconds. We're aiming. Oh, how many are going to park all close to each other? Let's pull the trigger here. Shot goes in. As it lands, everything disappears, but we do get a that's close. So, how many tanks did we hit there? Reloading now for 38 seconds, so let's speed up the replay. As you can see, I start looking about for targets, seeing if I can hit this guy. Mummy gets a whopping great big hit there. We start to count down now. We're on the final 5 seconds. Is the T-34 going to camp his arse off and eat our shell? Let's see. He's disappeared. And got him. He's out the game. 41 seconds. So, speed the replay up again. And we're looking in town now. As you can see, it's got a bit frantic in town. The IS-4 is at 1200 hit points now. As it turns out, we do actually shoot the IS-4. So Angry Scott manages to take out their scout. I'm loaded and aiming in front of him. We are on voice comms at this point, so I am looking to get shots here. Now I can hit the Panther. Now the Panther may think he's safe there. However, as you can see, I'm zooming in. I'm waiting for spots just in case he comes back up into view. And I've asked Scott, can you see if you can light the Panther in town? I'm looking for shots on the TVP as well. Now the TVP I can splash. However, Panther and the 69 are parked next to each other. Wait for the aim. Shot out. Even hitting the building there. We did 402 splash damage to the Panther. Reload time again. 37 seconds. Let's speed up the replay. We go to God mode there, so you can kind of see the angle that we're looking at. Looking over at this corner here because Scott has said he spotted the ISU there. I'm zooming in. 8 seconds. 480 hit points. We go for the splash. Boom. He's out of the game. That's Manchester Dad. I do feel bad killing someone from Manchester, being a fellow Manc myself. I'm on the relocation now to try and see if I can help, and I decide I'm going to go into the middle to get shots across. So, we'll speed up the replay and we'll head this way. As we can see, into the middle, slow the replay down, and we're looking for splash shots in or around this TVP, but everything's dying too quick. However, the IS-4 gives us his arse. We aim. Hail Mary, send it. And he's out the game. IS-4 takes it up the arse. Moving swiftly forward. Mummy's also decided he's going to push his 261 down here. But at this point, unfortunately, Angry Scott has taken his tank for a swim. At which point he's not happy. I can't get shots on the Ferdinand, unfortunately. I'm too far around the corner. But the Ferdy gets taken out, and then we are left with a Bat 58, an Object 261, and a Jaeger. Mummy's pushing forward. I need to push forward as well to get shots. And now I'm aiming in front of Mummy, hopefully to shoot the Jaeger if it pops around the corner. This becomes quite a tense standoff now. As you can see, the Jaeger is on the move. And I'm trying to see these shots, but if I pull the trigger, there is a strong possibility I will TK Mummy. So we'll speed up the replay because this is going to take some time. The Canonian Jagdpanzer goes forward and just eats shells and dies. Mummy nukes their 261. Our Perishin is looking where we are and he cannot believe what we are doing. The Oho is on perilously low health, so he's not pushing forward at all. He launches some shells to see if he can blind hit anything in the corner. However, while this is all going on, timer is ticking down. We're at 6 minutes 30 and the clock goes off. There are there's one tank in our cap circle. I rush back as quickly as I can do. Capping in the cap currently is actually the Bat 58 artillery, as you can imagine. It's the quickest thing. However, I have a problem. The gun carriage has 102 accuracy. So that means for every 100 meters the shell flies, it deviates by 1 meter in a direction. So I have effectively become a scout for the Oho. So I pop the corner and there's the arty piece. I can't get it down. I have to pull back. Oh, he's fired one of his clip. The Oho misses. He's backed out of the circle though. So we are still on for defending this base. I'm going to push forward and I'm going to ride the wall. As you can see, I'm going to make use of this rock here. I push forward. I'm spotted, so where's he coming? If the cap counter goes off, he's in the cap. There he is. He's coming for us. He shoots. It hits our tough frontal armour though, and luckily we survived that. So now it's time to go and get him. I push in on him. He starts manoeuvring. He misses. From virtually point blank range, we managed to kill him and survive the splash ourselves. There was a strong possibility we could have been killed in that game, but we managed to take him out. And now it's a question of how quickly can I relocate. Looking at the team and looking where that Jaeger was, I decide what I'm going to do is drive around in circles from a little bit, and then Scott says, well, you need to be in JO, you need to be down in that corner. And props here to Luck Bear in these Oho here. I'll take the shot, you two kill him. True teamwork going on there. That's absolutely awesome. Angry Scott immediately says, okay, thank you dude. I'm relocating as quick as this thing can go. As you can see, 34 kph is its top speed. We have speeded up the replay. So I'm pushing forward now. I'm actually going to go into K0. So I'm here. I then aim where the Jaeger was last spotted. The Oho pushes forward. Now as you can see, he's on 245 hit points. Mummy pulls around the corner as well with a view to knocking a shot over. The Oho starts capping, and we're looking for the Jaeger. There's the Jaeger. The Oho lands a shot and then bounces the Jaeger's return shell. Mummy puts a shell in, I land the hit point, and Luck Bear kills the Jaeger. GG game, guys. Here's the post-game results for this game. As you can see, this was the Mastery Badge. We got Bruiser, Fighter, and we also got the High Caliber medal. We made 55,338 credits with 2,632 XP. This was the ×2 for the first game that we played there. Team score, as you can see, 4,194 damage with 4 kills, 877 base experience. Had we come top of the team for experience on this game, we would have actually completed the artillery mission 15 for the 260. So really close, but no cigar unfortunately. We only came third. We were beaten by the Oho platoon here, who did a really good job, as you saw in that game. Detail report, as you can see, we fired 7 shots, only 2 of them hit and penetrated, so we did splash 11 other we did got 11 other splash damages. Hits received one penetration. That was from the back shot that you saw at the end there. Luckily we survived thanks to the hit points and the armour of the vehicle. Here's the full telling story of playing artillery though. It cost us over 22k, just over 22k to repair the vehicle, coupled with 56,000 credits of ammunition. It's not cheap to pull the trigger on this tank, and that was only 7 shells. Not to mention the 40k's worth of consumables that we burnt in the fuel and the pudding and tea. Net loss of 63,000 credits, near enough there. 62, 698, 697 to be exact. It's not great. So huge caveat there, I'm afraid, guys. This thing isn't cheap to run. But if you're on the way up to it, the gun carriage is a really nice piece of kit. Overall WN8 for the game was a casual 3,915. You know, that's the thing with the gun carriage. On the right map, with the right patience and waiting and shooting, you can do a lot of damage. You know, the IS-4 here, we took 1,091 damage from that chap, and we never actually hit him. You know, the T-34, we hit him once, we killed him. The Panther 2, we never actually hit, but we did 402. The Yo-Ho, again, never actually hit, but did 678. The Battle 58, as you saw at the end, we did hit, so we hurt him. We did 146 damage to the T-69. ISU, again, 546, never hit that guy. And the Jaeger 350, again, never hit him. That's all splash damage, that's not actual impact damage to vehicles. So, you know, this thing does do a lot of damage, but you just have to be patient with the shots. The grind up the line, I mean, if we look through the line, we know up to the Bishop is a little bit meh. The Bishop's quite a nice piece of kit, but it has recently been nerfed, although I've no experience of whether that nerf is worthwhile. You've got the FV304, which everybody adores, and you'll see in the replay on my channel. The Crusader SP is the fly in the ointment with this line. It's not fantastic, but it's okay. It does the job, and you can live with it. The FV207 I think is a fantastic tier 8 artillery place. As you see, it's still in my garage as well. So as soon as I am able to put a crew into that I think is worthy of it, I will be putting a crew into it, and going for a mastery badge game for that, hopefully, to be able to give you a review. And the 3805 it's okay. It's not an M53-55, which is my favourite tier 9 Arty. But it's okay. It's pretty okay. Nothing to write home about. But anyway, guys, that's the gun carriage review done and dusted for you. Hopefully there won't be any more artillery replays for a while. Sorry if you don't like it, but you know, it's in the game. Let's get used to it and let's understand it. Okay. Anyway, cheers for watching. Catch you later, guys. See ya.